We're here. We're here. I ended that one a bit late. That's okay. We're on. We're live here. This is before the announcement, by the way. The announcement is forthcoming, but we had one person for a second, but they're gone. What do we got? Oh yeah, there's the announcement. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Faz Radio is live. Tonight on Faz Radio Faz, Titan Forged and Betty talk about gaming awards, TAO of the DAO, and some cool crypto games. At the end, we have open mic. So join us live, which is right now. We want to hear your opinions on what topics we're covering. It's going to be one hell of a show. So let's talk about it. Head on. What's head on mean?
Head on, man.
Head on.
Just right at it.
Grab your favorite drink, put on the headphones, and let's have an awesome time together. I do see help support. Help support.
That's the bottom part. Help support Faz Radio by joining Faz Radio Premium, where you get the early content before we go live. There are more things coming, boys and girls. Just wait for it.
Wait for it. There we go. Let's put me on this side. This way I could be looking at Titan the whole time. So that's what we got going on today.
So I'm pretty excited. I hear we have finally some DAO news.
Well, maybe I was just teasing.
Oh, come on, man.
So, we were running through a bunch of different scenarios of stuff, and one of the things that obviously we've been talking about Magic a lot lately, and the treasure.lol, and a lot of these games themselves are creating DAOs around the games. And so, are you laughing about Titan smoking?
Yeah, the smoke was coming out of his nose.
And so, we started talking internally, and one of the things that we were obviously we all came together because of Gala right here, right? Well, the three of us, Blake, he came here in a different way, but Gala, we all were super excited with Gala at some point in time, and a lot of us still are. And one of the things we're talking about is what they're missing is like they've lost some, or a lot of, is their community. They've lost a ton of that community. They've lost just because of everything that happened over the last year and a half, it's been kind of pushed to the wayside. And in reality, Gala themselves needs their own DAO, in not in the same sense of this DAO is going to be, in charge of the AAA games or what Gala is doing in general, but they need this arm that is a community arm that can be a voice for the community, and also, be a part of this ecosystem that's going to bring games that aren't necessarily AAA games that people love to play, or allow people to contribute in ways that Gala is not always letting them contribute, or can let them contribute in ways. So what we kind of were talking about is almost a separate entity, because we still want to do the DAO itself that we had, but taking a lot of the similarities of it and creating a DAO for Gala that's specifically Gala. We started working out different tokenomics in there of how that would work. Things that would help one, Gala, because you want them to be on board, but also you want the community to be on board. You want them to be excited for a lot of the stuff that's going on, and be able to help work that out. So that's kind of where it started.
So I have a question about that, about the community being excited. Is it true of a lot of games that their communities stay active and increase more and more, or do their communities wane after a while?
Well, I would say, again, I'm going to go back to Magic because it's probably got one of the strongest communities that I've seen.
Magic the Gathering, as in the card game?
No, Magic as in treasure. I'll say treasure. Treasure.lol. The treasure DAO. They've been around. They went through the bull run and everything else, and their community is stronger than ever. Like, their community is ridiculously strong in support of everything that they're doing. Like, they give some say in what's happening within the community itself. It's a strong community. actually Champions Ascension, I would say, is
How long have these games been around? I'm trying to think of games that have been around for 10 years. Do their communities increase?
Oh, that's a good question. I
Call
think
Call of Duty.
Okay.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
franchises. Individual games, no, because it depends on where you're at in that development process. But it's every game is going to
So
lose.
if you have
People
a
play for the first weekend,
franchise,
we'll play again.
so if you have a franchise, I'm thinking about something like Star Wars or Star Trek. You know, there's innumerable other science fiction things that come up that never catch on.
Hmm. I mean,
So
one thing we're even seeing now is like, I mean, one project I will say that has gained is like, I'm not into it, but I've heard up until a year ago, I had never heard of Warhammer 40K, and I see it on like my timeline of different social medias, maybe daily now, someone
know
talking
why?
about it.
do you know why?
No.
Because they've done a massive advertising push. In fact, Warhammer 40K even now has a Magic the Gathering crossover set. They're going just balls to the wall.
It's working. I mean, I'm seeing it, like, and that's not something I ever would have, I mean, dove into in my own right, but it comes across my face all the time, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting, actually.
Somebody paid for that, so somebody's taking the risk. And so it sounds like what you're saying, in order to keep your communities around, you got to put a lot into marketing.
Yes, but I think part of it is it does it itself if it's good enough. I mean, I think word of mouth is some of the best marketing you can have if it's strong.
Word of mouth is, in my opinion, is not what made Warhammer increase in popularity all of a sudden. That's what I'm saying. It's obvious that they're putting a lot of money into it, and maybe it'll pay off. Let's hope 3 years from now, Warhammer 40K is a big deal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know, and I think that's where Gala can position themselves to be, one of those brands to a degree that's bringing in these projects.
They need a really sticky brand. They need they need like an anchor brand or something. Like, I don't know.
Well, they need to just be differentiated from everyone else in this kind of Web3 entertainment industry. I mean, because they
need like Angry Birds or something. Angry Birds really put that company on the map, but they had a billion other games before Angry Birds.
We've talked about it before with Supercell is a great one. I mean, I started playing Clash of Clans, and then Supercell released Boom Beach, and I was like, oh, it's another Supercell game. I love Supercell. I'm going to get it. Then they released Clash Royale. I was like, oh, it's another Supercell game. I love that. And then they released Brawl Stars. I'm like, oh, another Supercell game. I love it. And granted, the games had very little to do with one another, like a franchise that we've seen like Halo or Call of Duty. But because I knew the brand itself was a good brand, I wanted to play it because of that first game. So I do think,
So that's how
Gala needs one. They need one. And then people play everything else.
Weren't we talking about in the green room where Benefactor was saying as much, that they need some sort of anchor game?
Yeah, and I mean, maybe this is just because I'm a different style of gamer, and like my group of friends is. I personally don't think Townstar is ever going to be that game. I just don't think it's grabby enough. Like
Townstar seems to me like Farmville.
It is,
except Farmville has already come out, so it's like, yes, beauty lies in simplicity. Totally agree.
And there's a good part to that. I agree. I mean, like you said, Angry Birds was simple. There was only a couple. I mean, that was a really simple game. It was
real physics and a slingshot. That was it, really.
And I do,
but Angry Birds, to be fair with Angry Birds, that was like the 50th game they made. That wasn't the first. It was just one of many. And I think it even came after Flappy Bird.
But I think one of the reasons Angry Birds was so successful was because of how it coupled with the iPhone. I mean, the fact that the iPhone had just been really released, it was like the iPhone 3 at that point. The 3GS was the first popular iPhone. People were able to play this new touchscreen type game. I think that's why it blew up, was it coupled with the technology that was coming out. So
that's a good question. So if technology, is Gala Games up with the technology?
And I think that's where the blockchain, I mean, all these companies trying to get with, the Web3 innovations, it's whoever, I don't know, and I don't know who's going to be the first to do it right, quote unquote. But I don't know. They need a flagship.
Sounds like what we were talking about in the green room was that EVIO keeps up with the innovations, maybe even a little bit better.
Well, one brief thing, I mean, even a couple weeks ago, or earlier this week, they made an announcement. They're like, hey, instead of using, they have a database token, and you earn that database token through playing, and you can convert it to Sol. And they were like, hey, we're changing this. We're actually going to make this so all conversions go into USDC. It's a stable coin. They're like, it'll be easier. We're going to do it this way instead. They just released it today. They're like, hey, we were wrong. We've heard all of your guys' complaints, because there was a bunch of just little issues, like you had to hold Sol and USDC in your wallet because the transactions through Solana won't go through USDC. It only goes through Sol. It just added more stuff than we thought it was going to. We listened to the community. We're reverting it back to its old ways. That's getting enacted right now. And I was like that. They listened to the community over the course of 3 days and immediately changed their whole protocol back because people didn't like it.
Sounds like they're very nimble.
For as small of a team as they are, I mean, I think it's like 5 people. I mean that could be an under exaggeration, but we were talking to them.
Then it's a very simple code base.
Oh yeah,
I
mean, we were talking to Forgeable, who's the main dev. They have a couple other devs that are in there. Then they have their, kind of the esports side. Yeah, I think it's more than a few. I think they've got probably 15 to 20 people that are working, but still.
I don't know. It's they seem to be doing the right things. I don't know. They're involved in tournaments. They're, providing value to the players.
Well,
so
they're not
these are the things that, these are the things that are making this game successful. It doesn't have to be fancy graphics. It doesn't have to be 400 people that are devs. It doesn't have to be this juggernaut with these huge systems and giant code bases that breaks every 35 seconds. It just has to be a fun game, and people start showing up.
Game first, right? Chicken or the egg. I agree with you. I think the game first makes a lot of sense, but I think we're going to see there's still going to be people that are going to try and build out the crypto side in the game side, and I think you're going to see a few of those do really well. I was reading they have a light paper, and what's the other one they call it? It's the financial paper or the
economics paper,
the econ paper, yeah, for Shrapnel.
And
it's deep, dude. Like, I mean,
a 42-page white paper and a 48-page economics paper.
Yeah.
Wow.
For one game. I mean, Shrapnel's cool too, though, because their team is their whole team basically came from HBO. They were the developers of Westworld and Westworld VR, and they formed their own company called Neon Media, and we're like, we want to make this game.
So we were just talking about simple teams and simple games, and now
this is not
gone the other way.
Well, I think it plays into everything else right now. Like, you play games right now that are super simple, and you play games that are going to be really complicated. You're going to have both in the same ecosystem. It's just, and you're going to have successful ones that come with crypto and the game first. You're going to have successful ones that come with game and then add crypto. Vice versa, right? You're going to do, maybe Gala is going to have the first, we were crypto, went not crypto, then back to crypto in terms of Townstar, right? Like, maybe it's going to do really well. So you're going to have a lot of them that kind of, stream across all levels. But I think really what we all want to do is find, a level, even playing ground to where we can, enjoy the game and not have to worry about how I'm going to get my silk out of my account or something. Which I was doing calculations today. I was like, okay, because I had to ask around, like, what's the penalties for? And apparently it's 10%. Like, you can take 10%. The percentage you take out of however much you already currently have in there. So if you have 1,000 silk and you take 100 out, like, you'll get hit for 10% on your honor score. So then you have to take that calculation of how much honor do I earn each day if you have nodes and everything else, because now they're giving you your node score, your honor score for what you get each day. So then you can calculate that and you can kind of do this.
It sounds like it is designed to where you can pull it out. You just have to do it slowly. But if you do it slowly, that's expensive because it's an Ethereum transaction.
No, it's not. It's a Geary transaction. You know how much the cost they're charging you?
How much?
$10. Flat fee.
For a $2 gain?
If you take $2 out and you transfer it over, they're charging you $10.
Nothing says leave it where it is more.
Well, then wait. So does it cost money to put it on the Ethereum blockchain? Because that's where you're taking it, right?
So you can put stuff onto Ethereum, and it doesn't cost you money to put it on Ethereum. Taking it off Ethereum, so doing the Ethereum transaction. So if you're going from Ethereum to Geary, that's where it costs you money on Ethereum. Vice versa, if you're going Geary to Ethereum, that's where it costs you money there.
I'm going to cost you money for. That's where it costs you the $10, right?
Yeah. Now I was doing 400 silk, and it cost me $10 or $10 in Gala.
100.
Let me. I'm going to double check and see what it costs to take 2 silk out, because I think it's a flat fee that they said they were implementing across the board. So I'll do.
That would make sense if it were like
50
logarithmic
cents
or something.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
Just like,
Okay, so here's the question: would it be better? Let's talk economics. Would it be better if they allowed all the smaller guys to pull out their money right away, or would that just create account spam?
FYI, it is $10 for 2 silk. So
I think
quantity
it's-
2 silk, sending fee is in Gala, 183 Gala, so you can do the price there. So to get your 2 Gala, it's going to cost you 10, or your 2 silk, it's going to cost you $10.
Wow.
How much does a node give you in Gala a day?
A
100
node, 177.
177 is what I
right now.
got yesterday.
So here's the question: if Gala then starts going up in price, is it going to be fixed to the dollar or to the Gala?
I think
You
everything's Gala.
you can't
'cause it's
ask
Gala
that
fee.
question.
I'm asking Nate here.
I think
No,
it's
but
just
you
going to be in
can't-
Gala.
I think it is.
Nobody knows. I threw that in Plat Chat the other day, talking about these gems and everything else, and I tagged Neff in there, and I got the googly eyes, but no answer. And I don't know. Maybe they don't know yet. You know, they don't even know maybe what they want to do with any of that stuff yet.
well, if it's pegged to Gala and it goes up in value, and
That's what I was thinking. If
I was
Gala's
like,
a
that
dollar,
gets really damn expensive. Like,
Gala's $1, and that costs $186. 186
Yeah.
Gala.
I mean, Gala would love that.
to your
Never leaves Geary.
to your point, Faz, though, when you were talking about, do you let the the smaller time players just pull it out? I mean, I think you have to get daily active user counts up, but I think the more you separate out what you're able to do as a large scale owner versus a small scale owner pisses off all the people that put a lot of money into your system.
Yep.
And I don't think that's what they can afford to do.
Well, it sounds like they're not rewarding anybody right now. Even the large scale ones have to pay through the nose. However, if it's a flat fee like 10 Gala, well, hell, if you have 50 nodes, okay, that's a lot cheaper than a person with 1 node or no nodes.
No,
Yes.
it's
Because I have some nodes, and that's about what 1 node gives in 1 day. Okay. So if I don't want to make any more money in Gala from my nodes every day, I just pull out Silk every day. But at least that's paid for, so to speak.
Yeah, you still have to build up like somebody that's plays for a long time, which is fine too, in the sense that like most people you want to be a part of the community and build that up. But I don't know. I just haven't been a fan of the honor system from the get-go. And in terms of it's supposed to steady it's supposed to keep the token price steady. Well, I mean, it just tanked.
Did they
today.
say that? Do they say that it's supposed to keep the token price steady?
I can guarantee if you look at Benefactor, and one of his posts was, if you look at the price of Silk, you can see that the honor system is working. This was about a couple months ago.
That's not cool. They shouldn't even be making it sound like they're trying to keep that token price steady for any reason. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, he said a lot of other things that are gonna incriminate him and other stuff. It's not just that. I mean,
Again, this is the biggest problem that I see lately, right? So they've come out with the new Gala for 2023. And they are still proliferating a us versus them mentality. And they're creating the separation instead of the inclusion. It's them battling the players, keeping money on there, them battling to get more money on platform, them battling to make sales. And that's not conducive to bring people on. right? You can buff those commons and uncommons by 88%, but if people get there and they get all these great earnings and then they turn around to get their 2 silk and it costs them $10, they're walking away. But Gala's happy because then they have silk on platform.
So
then
I
they
think
have
that's going to
gems on
change.
platform.
I think that's going to change. I think they're doing that right now because that right now that's the only way they can get money. However, once they start getting, I don't know, if they got an Axie level of daily active users, they would have to change that. Well, they'd have to change that to get that many daily active users. Because the reason people went to Axie is because they could make so much fucking money. And if that's why they would go to Gala, because Gala would be untightening the screws a little bit.
Which is exactly what we talk about. You're always going to have the priority of making money first, playing games second. It doesn't matter. When you introduce crypto and NFTs and earnings, that's what people are coming here for. They're not coming here to play games. They're coming here to make money.
Wait a minute. The way that you're putting that's rather interesting because that's every game company ever. I mean, Call of Duty isn't made just because somebody wants a cool game. It's made because what's Call of Duty up to like now? 8 or 9? So they're not making those sequels just because they want to make a better game. They're making the sequels because they want fucking money. They get venture capitalists and they say, hey, we got some new ideas. We crank out another one of these widgets. Just give us some more money. We'll make you rich. And then it just so happens that they got, they pay for good developers and they make a cool game. So great. But when you start throwing that up like, well, they should be making perfect games first. No company does that.
No, I never said that. All I'm saying is that people are willing to pay hundreds, if not $1,000 to play Call of Duty because there is no other money to be made. They want to play the game.
Will do it. All you need to do is advertise it like
they
Warhammer.
Don't mind because they're playing a game they like. They're not going there saying, what am I going to get out of this?
Well,
they're going there to play a game.
Okay, so that's part of it. But I'm telling you, the way the world works, the way that this planet turns on its axis is money. People don't do shit because of money, and the really cool situations is when you can make a lot of money and get a cool ass game at the same time. But that's not the norm. I'm sorry.
They're not playing the game for enjoyment at that point. They're playing the game to earn as much money as they can.
Yes and no. It depends. Depends on the situation. People will put up with a lot of shit if you pay them to. Yes.
I'll say it again. If Gala takes away all earnings and all ownership, it'll be crickets.
The same with any other game out there.
No, Call of Duty. People play traditional games constantly and don't earn a damn dime.
Wait, Betty, does Call of Duty have downloadable content?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait. So you have to keep
let him talk.
So you have to keep paying into that game to keep
You don't have
playing
to.
into that
So
game.
no. So it depends on what you. I mean, that's kind of for me where DLCs started. Like my first experience with them, like primarily was probably like Black Ops 2. I remember so vividly. Like I was wanting to play with my buddies, and they were like, "Dude, we don't want to play with you because you don't have like the newest 10 maps, so we can't play on them if we play with you. Like it excludes us from being able to do it."
So
I was like, "Well, damn, now I have to buy them."
So okay, Gala games and NFTs are basically a rehash of that, but with more money and in a slightly different way. This is just a new medium. It's not a new idea. It's the same idea. So that's what I'm getting at when I say that. Money makes these games possible. Money makes...
but I'm never expecting to make money on Call of Duty. I assume all my money is money spent because I'm only playing it because I want to play it.
Right. And if you were, how would that change your opinion of Call of Duty?
Well, I think I see it in like the fact that, some streamers, right? There's this one guy.
They make money playing it, yeah.
There's this one guy named Dr. Disrespect, and he's freaking hilarious. And he, was going on, and he was like, I'm gonna be honest. He's like, I do not enjoy playing Call of Duty anymore. I play it because I get a ton of people to watch me play it. He's like, I'm probably not gonna play it too much longer. And I'm like, okay, well, so even him, like, that's kind of, but that's not everyone can be a streamer, right? Like
Well,
that's
I like how you brought in the streamers, because streamers will hawk shit games because they get money for it.
100%.
And
They
so-
get streamers. They
Okay.
get viewers.
So you're going to have another sweet spot, and I won't call Axie a sweet spot, but you're going to have another sweet spot where people do that, and the game is cool. That's going to be the next big. That's going to be the first big crypto game out there. Until that happens, people are going to bitch about games aren't good enough, and then eventually they'll be able to say, just like Call of Duty, that's what we're trying to do. Because the crypto gaming area space is so new, that we're still looking for that first game. Okay, sure, there's nothing wrong with that, but don't sit there and get high on your horse and say, well, people play traditional games because they're fun, not because they make money. Somebody's making money. Trust me. That's why these games keep coming out.
Oh, 100%.
the players,
People pay for
though.
those games. I mean, you either play them for free.
The players cannot
or-
get the maps that they want unless they pay more money.
Well,
I
look,
know what you're saying. You're trying to say the players aren't getting paid. That's the new part of crypto that's not in regular games.
well, let
I
me
don't
ask
think
you,
that's going to fail. Go ahead.
my game I play the most, and I play it daily, is Apex. Ask me how much I've paid Apex. $0.
Okay.
I've not bought a single thing from Apex, but I enjoy the game and I play it all the time. I mean, people do
There's
that.
there's nothing wrong with saying that. It's not thing. It doesn't have to be an absolute thing. You can have games that people like to play. You can have games that people are motivated to play. And if you're really lucky, you find a game that they both like and are motivated to play with money.
Okay, so yes, I just don't understand what you sound very argumentative about something, but yet you just agreed with everything that we were all just saying.
No, I said you can have both.
Okay,
I haven't veered from what I'm saying.
you've said a lot of things.
Zoro Gala says, yes, you are correct, Faz, but it went away.
It says, yeah,
COD.
All you have to do to make Faz happy is say, yes, Faz, you're right. And then you can say anything, and he's too busy gloating about it to hear what you have to say.
or he's
No,
just still talking and you just can't get a word in
There-
there. Like,
I've been making a point that there is
Producer,
room for
mute
the
fast,
additional-
quick.
I mute all of you. There is a reason. Sorry, there is a use. There is a situation that crypto brings to the table that regular games cannot, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay if they pay you to play a game.
Yeah,
Look,
it's all part of the system.
Yeah, nobody's arguing that it's useful. Nobody's arguing that it's not the way things are going. We're only arguing is the person's motivation for doing it. And if you're going to offer earnings, you're going to get people that are going to come there just for the earnings. And when
Okay.
they realize they can't get the earnings, they're not going to stay around.
That's fine. There's a lot of other ways to motivate people. One way that you can motivate people is sell them a skin that's very, very rare, which is what you get in regular games right now. If you sell them a skin that's very, very rare, just the cred alone is the motivation. It doesn't always have to be in money. However, if they can sell that skin, then the money angle becomes even that much more important.
It's real.
You can sell in traditional games.
They
They have marketplaces for that.
Yes and no, and that's also
I
against the
posted
law.
them in CF. No, I
I
posted in
understand.
CFA. They're,
I understand, and
they're
if
widely
you get caught,
used.
and if you get caught by doing that, you will get banned, and that account will get banned, and you'll lose everything you bought. This is not something that everybody's fine with. The gaming industry, it's called the gray market, okay? And the gaming industry puts up with it, and they turn a blind eye to it, but it's not something that they want, and they actively work against it.
I don't think they work against it.
Oh, they do.
Um,
It's against the law. It makes them into securities. That's why they can't do that.
No, so
You got to follow
It's-
the gaming industry to know what I'm talking about, and you're making my point for me by saying yes, Faz. There's a gray market. Yes, there is. People make a lot of money for it, but as soon as they get
but
found out,
it's not gray.
it is.
It's not.
Then how come these companies aren't advertising this very market that you're talking about?
The
Unless they're
companies aren't
running it.
doing it.
Unless they're
The
running it, that's
companies
different.
aren't marketing it because they don't sell new stuff when players are buying on the secondary market. It's accounts. If you sell an account, then you can be banned. If you're selling pieces, there's nothing they can do about it.
You can't buy a piece without an account. What am I getting wrong here? That's how crypto works, how NFTs work, but that's not how regular games work. You have to have an account with that company.
Go follow those links that I posted in CFA.
No. If you have a point to prove, you've got to provide evidence. You don't just say, go Google it.
Well,
put it on the screen.
No, put it on the screen.
Put it here. Put it here.
Let me put it to rest here. So you can, in Rocket League, you can sell certain skins within Rocket League in their own marketplace.
Within Rocket League, if they host the store, that's different. That's not the secondary market.
It's like Gala, right? Hosting their own marketplace, like they're going to do.
CS:GO.
It's like Gala hosting OpenSea. There's the secondary market is when they don't have control over the asset. Rocket League, it sounds like, has control over the asset. It never leaves their market. It's still in the primary market. They're just allowing players to move it around.
I'm so confused what we're talking about here.
CS:GO lets you trade skins. You can buy and sell skins player to player through Steam
via their market, right? The market that
it's Steam's market, not.
All right, what's going on here?
And so I guess I don't know. And granted, I don't play CS:GO, and so I don't know, like you were saying about the banning procedure and what it looks like.
So okay, so if you have an asset, in a game that's not an NFT, it has to be associated with an account, and the gaming server, whoever runs that gaming server, as in the company that runs that server, basically owns the account. You have to go get an account with them, and then they give you the asset. Now they can allow it so you can move the asset to another account of theirs, but I'm waiting to see anybody say that there's a secondary market, which is what Titan said, that there's a secondary market that they do not control, that you can transfer assets without an account. You can say that I'm crazy all you want, but you still haven't proven your point.
No, I don't think, like you said, like if Steam shuts down, you can't trade those anymore. I don't think there is any.
Now it could be that their primary market is an agreement with Steam. Okay, that's fine. That's still their primary market. It's not like they have lost control of that asset. There's still an account it's got to be associated with. That's how these things happen in the games. A blockchain is a way to remove it completely from their greedy little mitts. That way you can say it's yours, it is not theirs. Without the blockchain, it is always theirs. So again, you cannot do that. You cannot sell accounts. You cannot buy their assets without agreeing to an EULA for one of their accounts. And that EULA is going to tell you that thing is not a security and that you don't own it. And the moment that the moment that you sell it, that EULA will tell you if you sell it, that account will get banned, and or the other person, however many people they can implicate. That's why blockchain gaming is so cool. That's what we like about it.
Okay.
I agree with you, Faz.
Thank you.
Good job. Man,
oh my
Faz
goodness,
is on fire tonight, dude. Like he's just like on it.
I don't tolerate stupid people gladly.
I
don't tolerate stupid points gladly.
I'm going to take this and I'm going to try and go a completely different direction.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with gaming. It has to do with crypto. And it's a question for both of you two on, do you know that, yes, the top two, the guys up there, one up there and then one over there. Yeah. So do you know the difference between total market cap, circulating market cap, or circulating supply, total supply, and max supply?
Possibly. I would assume.
You explain it to me.
Okay. Well, let's see if I get it right. You said total supply, total market cap, and circulating supply, right?
Yeah. Total, max, and circulating.
Okay. Total max. Oh, so total supply. I would assume if I had Faz coin, and I was going to come up with 100 coins. Possibly there could be 100 maximum. That would be. Oh, you said total max and circulating, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think max supply would be the 100 Faz coins.
Yep.
Circulating would be however many that I gave out or awarded. So I mean, there could only be 10 in circulation. Total supply. That to me sounds like another max supply.
It's close.
How's
so.
that different?
Titan, what do you think?
So the difference is they don't have to be issued tokens in circulating. They don't have to be in other people's wallets. They just have to be minted. On the other side of that, what's the last one again?
So total, circulating, and max. So max is correct.
Max right. So
obviously max
that's how many
max.
they're going to issue.
Yep.
So the circulating supply can be changed completely overnight, and that also includes things like staking, like the big point here being like with Gala with this Jerry chain, pulling them out of the supply, right? There has to be special, if it switches from Ethereum to Jerry chain, those tokens on Ethereum, are they being burnt or are they being held? There's a big difference. Mm-hmm. So Gala has stated they're going to burn them. So that is going to take money out of the circulating supply until it comes back in. When people bridge from Jerry back into Ethereum, it's going to add more to that supply. So it's going to be a balancing act to see how that ebb and flow goes. I'm guessing if they keep the honor system or do similar things like that, it's going to really, really suck that circulating supply down.
You keep throwing additional things on. What are give a one sentence for each of these things?
Yeah, I'll just explain it, right? Because I was noticing that people don't actually understand the difference between them, right? Max supply is max supply. So in Gala's case, it's 50 billion, right? Total supply is the amount that has been, in Gala's case, has been minted through the blockchain. So right now it's 39 billion or 36 billion, whatever it is. So that's the total supply. That's all that are on exchanges, in wallets, that are lost, whatever you want to call it. That's the total amount that's been minted. Circulating supply, by definition, is what is available on the open market. And the majority of the people that, when they look at that, is they're looking at exchanges, right? And so the reason I brought it up is because somebody was comparing, comparing Axie Infinity with Gala, and saying Axie Infinity's market cap is a $1.8 billion market cap. And Gala's market cap is 430 million. And they're comparing them, saying, oh my gosh, look at the difference here. You got to look at what Gala can do. Can't believe it's this way. And I commented, I said, hey, you really should be looking at the total supply and what comes down to the, what do they call it? I forget my terms. The fully diluted value. Yeah. So when you take total supply, you're looking at the fully diluted value, which in terms should be taken into consideration, because in Gala's case, their fully diluted value is 1 point whatever. It was a little bit lower than whatever Axie's was. Axie was 1.9 and Gala was 1.8 billion, right? And so they're pretty much the same. And the reason you got to take that into consideration is because look at how much Gala is sitting in Go Gala Games accounts, right? They have billions. That's tradable if they move it to an exchange, and they can move it there instantly and they can trade it. So I hate the fact that circulating supply is what gives us market cap, and that's what everybody goes by when they're looking at these tokens. But in reality, that total supply is what can be traded and what actually can really make a difference in your market. And when you're looking at the overall people that hold this, whales, let's look at whales. Those are the ones that you're always following. What are they doing? How are they selling it? How are they buying it? Are they transferring it to exchanges? And this is what a lot of people do with Gala, right? Actually, I just had somebody post, they didn't know it was me. They posted on Twitter about Magic, because I had been buying Magic back in December, and they're following my account, and they're saying like, oh, what did this person know? They must have had some insider information. It was going to go on Binance and all this stuff. And obviously I don't have any insider information on Magic at all, but regardless of the fact, this is a key factor I think people need to understand. Like, when you're looking at these things, you need to understand the difference between those, especially if you're evaluating a project that you want to look at getting into and knowing where that money's being held. Because at any point in time, I can move my money to an exchange and I can dump it on the market. Let's look at silk. Silk's a big one, right? I have a large amount of silk. I can move it to BitTrue right now and I could destroy the market. Do I want to do that? No. But you, as an investor, if you're going to buy silk, should know that these accounts own that much, and that should be in the total supply. The other problem with what we have with Gala is we have a missing amount of Gala because it's sitting in treasure chests that we
Wait,
can't
did you
count.
just say that those, maybe I missed part of your diatribe, but did you say that those accounts do not consider that part of those accounts are not part of the total supply?
Right. So if you look at no, total supply includes all tokens that have been issued.
Okay.
So-
That's what I was making sure. It's everything in all accounts, including your big whale silk account.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep, that's total supply. Yeah, so Gala's total supply, Zoro's got up there, is 35 billion, right? That's a total supply. So that should be taken into consideration when you're thinking about the actual market cap or what, people are holding when you're looking to, invest or purchase these type of companies, because that's money, it's coins that are out there.
You're purchasing this kind
No.
of companies. I think you mean coins,
What am
right?
I missing, Titan? What am I missing?
I disagree with that because basically you're arguing for CPI. You're looking at whatever numbers look the best for you, kind of like they do with CPI. You have over 20 billion Gala of that total supply sitting in Gala wallets that Gala owns.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So that is a huge risk. When you look at 35 billion
That's
and
exactly what I'm
20
saying.
of it, okay, maybe I missed what you're trying to
No,
put in.
but
I thought you were encouraging people to
Hell no.
add more value to Gala because
No.
there was so much out.
No, I was saying the person that was talking about it in Twitter today was they were going about it the opposite way. They're like, look at the value of Gala is only 430 million compared to Axis. They weren't taking into consideration that they did hold 20 billion.
Okay.
And that it should be taken into consideration. That's why the fully diluted valuation is much more important than the regular market.
Okay.
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
Maybe I wasn't explaining it correctly either. So I'm glad you said something to make sure everybody else understood.
Right? No, but that is a huge risk, right? And and so it's hard sometimes though to figure that out. We just have a bunch of really smart people who keep track of this stuff that gives us the ability to know those numbers. A lot of times you don't know those numbers, and that makes it even harder.
I agree. Yeah, Zoro's got it. So fully diluted value of Gala is 1.9 billion, right? And that's a big that's a big valuation when you look at that. So you got to take it into consideration. It's just funny, and it was a big Twitter account that was tweeting it. That has a lot of, obviously, it's Jake. It was Jake. I'll just throw it out there. I don't care. Whatever. What is his YouTube channel? I don't know. But anyways, Jake was one saying it, and it's like, dude, you're just like you're spitting your obviously they're paying you, but damn, like don't throw stuff out there like that is completely false. So
you lost your fire,
Hey.
Mr. Nate. Your fire is gone.
Can you guys still hear me?
All
That's
right.
weird.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So when you're evaluating tokens, why? Here's a question that I had. I've never brought this up, so we can argue about this. Should the value of NFTs people own be taken into consideration for a value of a platform?
Why not?
I think
That's what I'm asking.
What I hear in that, since Nate gave a total value, max value, fully diluted, whatever, it sounds like that would be another number and not, maybe if you want to find out the value of a platform, that would be one of the many measures that you'd have. Doesn't have to be the measure.
No, but I think that is important because people. All right, so if you add up your total portfolio of the value of your NFTs, right? You used Gala tokens in a lot of cases to trade those tokens back into Gala's ownership. in order to get that NFT. Should that value be pulled back out of Gala at that point, or no?
So actually, that gave me a neat idea. So say I bought an NFT for $1,000, but now that NFT is worth $100, and I haven't sold it or anything like that. I think that should also be a metric. How much of the platform's value has been lost due to recent events? It's like, oh, the downturn has cost the Gala platform X billion dollars because all the NFTs involved, all those people, if they were to sell them now, they'd lose their shirt. They do this with Bitcoin right now. They say right now, because Bitcoin's up to $23,000, I think, they're like, hey, people have been in, most people got in at like 15,000. Most people are in, not most people, but so X% of people are in profit with Bitcoin. In fact, when it got up to $60,000, they're like 99% of people buying Bitcoin are in profit. I'd love to see that with a company, but that's with a crypto company. I think that'd be a neat metric to show you people's honest, real world opinion.
Oh, we cracked the can of worms. HB brought up a very good point. People have been arguing about this, not only on CFA, but over in Gala as well. So I caught part of one conversation, and the API does have to be changed so that like CoinMarketCap and all these other places can take that burn into consideration. I think personally that's part of the reason why they decided to commit to the $500,000 or 50 million per quarter, so that the math is easier to do for that stuff. I don't know yet if that's going to show up and decrease the total supply. I do know, well, total supply and max supply won't have anything to do with it, but the total supply could vary if they're taken off of ETH and put on to Jiri, because you're not going to be able to track the Gala tokens that are in Jiri. That's a private permission blockchain. You can have a block explorer. You'll just have to pull out a calculator to do the math, I guess, right? No? And then when they get converted to gems, those are illiquid. So with that burn, does that take them out once for the burn to move to Jiri and then again when they're burnt for gems? Nobody knows.
Sounds like gems also needs to be figured into the valuation of a company. Especially if the gems
there's no value to gems.
Can gems not be traded for NFTs or anything like that?
They can.
They can be. So there's private assets and public
NFTs?
assets.
I thought they were just in game. Are you going to be able to buy NFTs in the game with the gems?
Yes.
Okay. If that is true, then they actually have a very interesting real world trackable value. The question is, can we actually track it? The question is, can we actually track it?
No,
they don't. They're not.
So if we can't,
value.
then it's if we can't, then it doesn't matter. However, I was arguing if they were trackable, yes, even though if they're private, they would add some valuation to the company.
Well, that was part of the question that I asked that never gets answered, and a couple other people have asked the question.
I answer
too.
your questions all the time. You just never accept them.
No, we're talking about Gala with this pegging the gems to something. Are they going to peg it to $1? Are they going to peg it to Gala? Are they going to peg it to something else? And nobody wants to say anything right now. And there's pros and cons to doing it either way. But regardless, they've already said, if I have gems, I can't transfer them to you, Faz. I'm not even able to move them. All it's for is to spend money in game. That's it. So that creates a whole nother layer of stupid when you're trying to calculate what
since they can't
be worth.
Since they can't be tracked, it doesn't matter. You can't add that in there if you can't track them. So that's pointless.
Well, you can track how many are created. You just can't track where they go.
Well, it doesn't matter. In which case, it's incomplete. You can't track it, so it doesn't matter. So just remove that from the valuation.
So, question: I might have missed this as well. So, are these gems not going to be on the Giri blockchain, as in even a database token? I know we're following. They're able to take the NFTs. The gameplay is going to be on the blockchain. Why wouldn't they put these gems on there as well?
Is this gems here, or somebody popped this up a bit too early?
No, they're just we just pull something else up. Nobody wants to look at our ugly faces.
If we want, I'm not going to start playing anything until we're ready for that point. But I just put this up for whenever if we want to dive into one of the games.
Are you trying to push the conversation a certain direction there, Betty?
No.
And now we're talking about your game.
Now, see, here's the thing: the gamer is getting bored with the conversations on
Not at all.
That
Not
tells you where he is.
No, not at all.
The old part talking. I'm done.
I just like multitasking over here.
He's the perfect Gala kid, man. I just want to play the games. Let them talk. The adults will talk about the tokens. I just want to play this cool game.
Just let me play the game already, guys.
I'm curious to see though what gems end up being, what that burn looks like, what there's a lot to it, and we don't have a lot of information. Like
I think the whole gems concept is just under construction. I think a year from now it may be totally different. I think Silk will be totally different. I think a lot of stuff they're just throwing shit at the wall and trying to see what will stick. Okay, sure, that's fine.
So, talking about throwing shit at the wall and having it stick, NerdNode solves that problem for you. You're throwing everything you got into your Windows Docker session, and all it does is crap out completely every day. And there's problem after problem after problem. You're gone. You're cooking eggs on the stove. And you get that stupid email that says your node has gone out offline. Right? You got to go upstairs and you got to fiddle with it. Take the pain away. Just go to NerdNode. $25 will get you the expertise, the hassle being gone. They're up to 6 different nodes that they can run right now.
Nerd will support your nodes like a jockstrap supports your prized possessions. That's a Jesus moment.
Well,
right
the best
there.
part is
Get on it, Jesus.
We wrote that script for him. Obviously, that was pure magic. It was written out and not off the cuff at all.
Stop slinging shit at the wall. Get it professionally done with NerdNode.
Yeah, you don't want your shit to stick on the wall. It's just gross.
So apparently, speaking of nodes, apparently the Gala nodes had to be upgraded due to some sort of hack vulnerability. Can you tell anything about that, Mr. NerdNode?
I can't, but you should have Andrew on one of these days, and he'll tell you all about it.
I just noticed because I actually still have a node, even though I have my nodes over at NerdNode now. I have one running on my computer, which now just, this node has been crashing my fucking computer once a day for like the last week.
Still? Jeez.
Yeah.
Get off Windows, man. I'm running Ubuntu. This thing hasn't gone down since I went on there.
Must be nice to have an extra machine
and
to do that. Yeah.
I updated it yesterday. I typed in Gala-node update, and it was done. It didn't even go offline.
Wow, why have NerdNode then, man? Did you just explain why people don't need NerdNode after plugging NerdNode?
No, absolutely not. I only have one founders node and I have one music node. That's no big deal. People out there that have 10, 15, 20 of each node, I wouldn't do it. If I had more than one node, I wouldn't do it. So I don't care how easy it is.
Something interesting. We've been getting an influx of customers that are over 70 years old.
Isn't that private data, sir?
I didn't give names out. I'm not giving names out or anything like that, but we have had an influx of people that are over 70 years old that I'm like, what?
Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, man, they've been getting
So I almost screenshotted this the other day. I want to say it was like midweek last week. So on Bitbender's Twitter, this older woman posted on his Twitter, you guys are amazing. I took all my retirement money and bought Gala with it. I hope you guys are doing well.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really check the prices of the
Seriously?
coins that I buy, so
Oh my God. So people are seeing this as like the investment. I mean, what's Bitbender supposed to say at that point, right? He can't even really comment on that.
I mean, he's had multiple comments on other shows about it, Gala being an investment and that kind of stuff. I mean, we've talked about it at length, right? It's just a joke. I mean, people are buying it as an investment. I mean, come on.
I keep telling people that when you buy crypto, that you're not buying an investment. You're making a bet, and it's okay to make bets. You can bet on horses. You bet on stocks. Well, stocks are considered investments, but you still bet on them, and you're betting on crypto. Some may or may not be securities. We don't know, and while we don't know, they're all fucking bets. So don't invest your retirement in that stuff. Jesus.
But if you want to bet on a horse like Magic. Wait, I just can't do a Titan. Titan's just too good. He's a
Oh, you want a Magic commercial?
Stick.
I can get you a Magic commercial. That's easy, right? So look at your screen right now. Your screen is full of Magic. The platform, the games, the people, it's all pure magic. It comes about in a way that you've never seen before. The first game that they put out is Treasure. Treasure for your treasure chest. You're going to put your life in their hands, one shot at a time. Play it right now. Buy your tokens.
It sounded good.
I can make a commercial anywhere. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I still haven't looked at it.
Okay, are we going to talk about this game here called the Beacon?
Well, yeah.
that
Shall I?
You shall.
Speak of it.
Make sure it's loading up. All right.
Well, so Beacon is on the Treasure platform. So
Yep.
Treasure's not a game, Titan, just so you know.
We've talked about Treasure before on here,
Yeah.
right? Or should I go do a little? I mean,
Look, I've been shouting this to the moons for months now. Like literally saying
To the moons.
this is a
To the moon,
great
Alice.
way. To the moon.
I've seen your Twitter with that goofy ass looking guy with his magic, and I'm like, fucking dude's high over here posting this shit. I'm like, what is he even talking about?
So it's the Legend of Zelda. Okay.
It's very
Well,
Zelda.
yeah, 8-bit dungeon crawler. It's a roguelite. So first, I'll kind of go over to the.
Well, now, what's a roguelite?
A roguelite, it means there's runs, like dungeon runs. So similar to games, like Risk of Rain, that whole Dark Souls franchise and Elden Ring, those are all Souls-like, or I guess roguelites. So, like each day, at its current point, there is a quest, or the dungeon quest you can do, and then there's like the tavern quest you can do. So I've already done this, so I already know the answer. But for instance, so I'll go over to this guy and he'll say, he'll give me some dialogue. He's like, oh, are you up for a game? Yes. What's the name of the dragon whose head is displayed above the bar? I have 5 attempts. The one thing is right now you can't exit this. You have to waste one of your attempts if you click on this first. I can't remember what his name is, so that's wrong. But, okay, so now I got to talk to all these people and just try to figure out what the name of that is up there. I kind of forget which girl I got to talk to.
Is this blockchain enabled, sir?
Yeah, this is on the blockchain. I'll kind of go more. I'll show you more here, kind of how the blockchain side of it works. Okay, so I know it's a Mirion. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this guy. I mean, this part's boring, right?
Zoro, you can get drunk while you're in the tavern.
Wow, this is a really fun game.
So now I get my first reward, right? And so these items are all, these are all basically NFTs, right? I can pull these out of my inventory and sell them as cosmetics onto the Treasure Marketplace.
It's all built in on Treasure.
It's all built in on Treasure.
All right, wait, so you get them or you buy them in that thing?
I just got that.
Right.
Oh, so you didn't... I thought you were running around so you buy that NFT and then you leave.
Now,
Nope.
does it go on the blockchain immediately, or do you have to cash it out and that kind of stuff?
No, you have to move it. So after this, or
I asked this question because Gala Games decided to make their own blockchain called Geary, or blockchain that shall not be named, because they felt that these games should be able to reflect things on the blockchain immediately, and all the other blockchains weren't fast enough. And so this one, you're saying you do have to kind of mint them onto a chain.
so I'll show you. I'll show you a little bit of the gameplay first. And then I'll show you. So it's timed, so I'm just going to start running. So I have 2 attack types. I have like a charged attack and like a regular attack, and I can dodge and move around. And so, it's timed. So I have to get through the dungeon to get my reward, and I can't die before the end of this is out. And so each day, you get 1 run per character, like 1 completed run per character. So like if I fail this, I can keep trying over and over and over until I get it or give up. I forgot where I was going with that. I'm distracted.
So do you have to buy your character, or because you said
you have to buy the character? The characters range from, they were like $10 to $20. Now that Magic's been jumping up, it's a little bit higher. I think like $30 maybe for the character.
And you can have as many characters as you want.
Yep.
Correct.
And there is going to be like, a full side of it that is just free to play. And that will be, you don't get the opportunity to earn the cosmetic rewards, but you can still play the game. Okay. So that's they kind of built like a front-facing side and a back-facing side to it almost. In terms of like, it's built on Treasure and it's blockchain, but you don't have to own. Oh, see, my dad. So now I can go back and try that whole thing again.
Oh, that's annoying.
Oh my God, you got to start all the way back at the beginning?
Yep, that's why they're runs. And so, granted, it gets frustrating, right? So especially if,
Rage quit.
I was about halfway. I got about halfway through right there, I think. But I can take a different exit. I didn't have to go to that next room. I could have taken what they called the coward exit and just, cut my losses short.
Love that.
So I'll show that here. And I'll just take, and, I might even take it because I already beat the dungeon on a different one. Granted, it took me a bunch of tries and I was getting pissed off earlier.
Well,
fun. I like, kind of Zelda style, like, it made me mad, which is kind of a good thing, right? If it can irritate me, that means they're doing at least something right.
Oh, I see the timer up in the corner there. Yeah, okay.
So everything on Treasure, it's on the Arbitrum blockchain. So
is it complicated to get money over there?
Just like any other blockchain, just bridge it over. Right.
So we should probably put the correct bridge and all that. A lot of the people ended up at the wrong bridge when we did the Polygon thing, and they lost money.
Well, you can you can bridge through MetaMask now and their portfolio app. So if you're using a MetaMask wallet or you have a MetaMask wallet on there, you can just bridge through their portfolio app, which is kind of nice. It's pretty slick.
So we should probably do something on that because I've never used that before.
The portfolio app? Yeah, it's great, dude.
Yeah.
Have you looked at it at all?
No, I've heard about it, but I've never looked at it, never done anything with it.
Well, these guys are tough.
You should look at it. It's especially if you use, and it's just got a lot of good features to it. Now, I will say this: they don't have Arbitrum on that one. I'm just looking right now. They have Ethereum, BNB, Polygon, and Avalanche to go from Ethereum to or back and forth either way. But it's an easy and safe way to bridge your stuff through the MetaMask portfolio app. There's a lot of other things it does as well. So it's getting angry.
Oh my God, starting all over.
So that's really good because I know I tried once, right? Not too long ago, 2-3 months ago. I was on OpenSea, and they have the bridge on OpenSea between ETH and WETH. And of course, what I was trying to buy was in WETH, so I moved the money over. It bridged over in like 5 minutes. I had no problem. I made my transaction. I had a bunch left over, so I'm like, no, I don't want to leave it here. I'm going to take it back over to ETH. Well, I do it. I do the bridge, and it says transaction complete, and nothing shows up in my wallet. And I wait, and I wait, and I waited a day, and nothing. I was panicking, right? I'm like, holy shit, this is like $700. I just went into the abyss. I thought I sent it to the contract address or something, So I'm like, fuck it, I lost my $700. So I bump into something like 2 weeks later. I was reading a tweet, and this guy's like, I thought I lost my money in WETH, but you have to go approve the transaction at the bridge. And I went,
Oh,
what?
that's
So
interesting.
you go to the Polygon bridge itself, and it escrows your money when it comes back to ETH. You have to go in there and tell it to release it to that address. It's like a safety mechanism or whatever. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't know what I was doing. But I would have walked away. There's probably $1 billion sitting in this stupid bridge somewhere because people give up on getting their money back. They think that it's lost.
That's really interesting.
All right, we hit the hour mark, guys. Do we have any other good subjects or other games, or you want to wrap this up, or what?
I mean, I could show a little Superior, like if we just want to kind of,
Let's do some Superior. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, let's see where they're at with that, and then we got to do open mic too, because we have a bunch of people ready to talk.
65 comments, Jesus Christ!
Superior is my favorite Gala game by a long shot.
We should do open mic while we're doing Superior.
There you go.
Because I want to hear people's comments on Superior. Now, hopefully, it's not going to be glitchy.
I know. I'm hoping it will be all right.
So, Faz, you want to hear people's comments during the Gala Games section. How about with the Treasure section? You don't want people's comments for that? You only want to promote the Gala part?
I thought
it's already off.
I think he gets paid by Gala, doesn't he?
I've been accusing him of that for over a year. As much as he shills, if he isn't getting paid, there's a problem.
Is this coming through okay on your guys' side?
Yeah, it seems to be coming through okay. You'll know when I get paid if you see a logo in the upper right-hand corner of the screen.
Oh, like Nerd Node?
They are a sponsor. Nerd Node is a sponsor of Faz Radio. That's why we say you should go get a node because, well, we actually dog food the nodes as well. Or at least I do. Not Mr. Titan up here. He doesn't do shit. But I do.
That's right. I haven't actually played Superior. It's probably been a month or so since I played.
I got up to like level 27, I think.
Hey Betty, have they done anything with this since the last time we all played? Is there any updates, or is it the same old playtest?
Yeah, so end of December or mid-December, they added in like 2 new overworld bosses. So because there was only really one run that was like available,
okay,
you were going through the same cycle.
They yanked that for a while too. They had a second run and then it went away and then it came back.
Yeah, and so right now they have the growth is their other run that's available right now.
So there's 2 runs?
I believe so. And I think as from my understanding, it is just a RNG which one you end up in.
So this chick is the sniper, right?
Yes.
And the other one seems to be like the illusionist and the guy with the sword is the tank.
Yeah, you got the it's kind of like every archetype, right? You kind of got like the mage kind of one, which is like Murmur. You kind of have like the more assassin sniper, which is the nomad, and then you have the tank, which is Ronin.
I like the guy with the horns. They should bring him back.
I posted this in the comments section. This is what I was talking about with that 2-step process for the WETH.
Might want to put that to where people can copy it or click it.
It is. It's in the comments.
In YouTube, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was talking about, and there's apparently a lot of money in there after all.
27 million of unclaimed funds.
People
That's how
think
many
they
stupid
lose it.
people. That's how many stupid people are out there right now.
Well,
There's
again, it's
a lot more than that.
Nobody explains this stuff to you until you bump into something. You're like, I thought that was lost and gone forever.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, mine was part of
definitely-
that 27 million for a while. My $700.
So what were you moving? Why were you bridging to Polygon for?
I bought. There was a great when Gala was like about to drop under a penny. People were liquidating their Mirandus exemplars, and I got a halfling for 0.22 ETH.
Okay. What on
Or
Polygon?
WETH, I should say. Yeah, WETH. That was the price I paid for it. So it was like dirt cheap, and I couldn't resist that. And I was going to go buy some more, but then people started running on them pretty quick that night, and the prices started going up again, so I backed out.
Oh, this is different.
Yeah, this is the new one. I haven't played on this one.
Oh, this is one of the higher levels previously. They just so what I noticed that they've been mixing up which is the starting level. This is further along in the game, but it looks like they probably changed the mechanics to where it might be easier since it's a first level now.
So is this what they were talking about when they said they have like new bosses and all that stuff you can play on?
I would assume so, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. New bosses, new runs.
Okay.
Yeah, they've added a lot of stuff to it.
Now, is this on the Steam version, Gala version, or both?
No, this is through Gala. Because I have an
Okay.
access. Because we have an early access pass, so we should make that note, right? You can only
Right.
play through Gala if you have an early access pass, or you can pay the equivalent of what it costs for an access pass, which is somewhere in that $20 range, and just buy the game on Steam.
Now, don't we have some early access passes?
Yeah, I've been giving them away forever.
So can we give some away to some viewers here?
Yeah. I mean, if anybody wants them, they can DM me. I think I still have like 25 of them. So
I think I have a couple.
yeah, DM us.
So-
I'll hook you up. I'm not charging
Yeah.
$20 for them. I'm just giving them
I mean,
away.
honestly,
The
and
game.
Same
the
here.
game benefits from more people playing it, right?
100%. Yeah.
That's more eyes on it, more
So you're
bugs are
willing
being
to
tested.
pump your own game, pump the game that you bought NFTs in. I see.
Pump my
You
bags.
have a-
pump my bags.
So wait a minute. Does that mean you have a vested interest in this game and you're not playing it just to play it because it's fun, but because you gain, you'll get money?
Yes, that's exactly
Okay,
right. You're
okay.
right, Paz. Good job.
All right.
I would say at this current point, though, because there is no earnings potential and it hasn't been outlined, I am playing this right now because it is fun. Like in this circumstance right now, like that's the reason I wanted to play Superior right now, is because I was like, oh, I kind of like Superior and I kind of want to play it a little bit.
You're playing it because you're broadcasting it, sir. You're promoting the game right now.
I
Just
am
saying.
promoting this game because it's my favorite Gala game.
I like the game too, by the way.
Yeah,
So
it's a
I
good
like the
game.
art style. I loved
Yeah.
Borderlands. I loved Destiny. It's that same type of game style. I mean, I
Well, the gameplay
like
is good,
games like
too.
this.
The
what the
gameplay is
hell was
good.
that? What
It's
was
fun.
that?
Look how, I hope
know.
it's coming through good on your guys' side.
Oh, yeah, it's looking great.
I mean, it's so crisp for me.
It's not
Yeah.
extremely crisp for us, but it's good enough.
I'm watching it
No,
on the
it
YouTube
looks
channel.
way
Actually,
better. Even the motion looks better in this one.
Yeah.
It was kind of choppy when it first came out.
Yeah, I can't
Way
watch it on the
smoother.
actual. I can't watch our actual live stream because my computer froze up. That's why apparently my background went away. But I can still hear you, and you can hear me. So I guess we're doing that.
What'd you say, Nate?
What?
What?
Speak louder.
Ah!
just trying to make him a little paranoid.
I start mouthing words.
So how often is there any indication on when more content for this is coming out?
So they haven't directly announced. I mean, they do a pretty good job at updating their change logs. I mean, from me going through it, it seems to be they at least make bug fixes every other week, which shows that they're listening to community feedback and they're making the changes that need to be made to increase just at least the gameplay
But they
experience.
seem to just happen. It's not like they're advertising it.
Not planned out, I would not say, or at least from me being able to interact with it so far. Oh, what the?
So I do have, for all the chop busting I do on Faz on a hourly basis, I do have something that Faz is going to be interested in for once. We'll put it this way: it's probably because of you, Faz. I don't know if you've noticed in the fire hose of information, EOE has dev notes now.
Nice.
And they just released new dev notes today. So that's something that you're definitely going to want to go over to if you go to the Gala Games Discord and you go to the EOE section. The dev notes are juicy and ready for your consumption.
And you think that they put the dev notes in there because I've been calling for dev notes?
You've been calling for dev notes all the way back when we talked to Game Dia. And
Game Media
hammered Bitbender on 20 different occasions for that. So I think your wish, and if I don't remember if they said weekly, but there is new dev notes posted.
That's cool. I like that. Is this for all games or just some games?
I've just noticed for EOE and the I want to say it was Superior. It was on Twitter. Somebody posted a link to dev notes for Superior. I don't know if it was the Steam side or not. That's how I found out that there was this new bosses and stuff, was Twitter from the Steam post they do.
So it's in their Discord. If you in the Gala Discord, they have a Superior Dev Notes channel.
Oh, they do? I didn't see that. Oh.
Has it always been there?
Well, that's what we're putting into the Gitbook stuff too, right, Blake?
Yep,
the dev
it
notes
is basically. We're kind of creating. We want to create.
We're going to move away from Medium.
It's difficult to find it.
We're going to move away from Medium, and we're going to start using Gitbook for a lot of our posts, just for multiple reasons. Like, we can create a post, and then we can update it later as news comes out. It'll be cleaner, easier for people to maneuver around in it, read what they want to read. It's going to be so much nicer. So, and
What? Oh, I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
I'm done. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to Faz you. For the dev stuff, what you guys might want to consider, I was thinking about this after listening last night. You guys ought to consider getting in early to that Nostr platform. Have you heard of that?
Nope, but I'm writing it down right now.
Nostr. It's a decentralized Twitter kind of thing, and all the devs are moving in that direction. It's also very, very popular for the dorky side of the gaming and everything else. And you would be getting in really early. You could probably garner a really good following by jumping on there for that.
No, cool. I mean, that's 100% check it out at the very minimum, right?
Yeah, I got it written down.
Absolutely.
Check it out for sure. That'll be interesting.
All right. So have we been doing open mic? Are we going to start that? Because I want to get this show on the road. Get things moving.
Bring people on, man.
Do we have a link posted where they can come talk to us?
Oh, you want them to be on the show?
Well, they can. If they want to, they can.
Well, then it should be for the premium
We
people.
told them we could.
Then it should be for the premium people. Well, yeah, of course we have a link. We clicked on one. It's at the top of the screen because it's a browser-based. This is StreamYard. Okay, let's see. I'll post the link to the Faz Radio Premium channel. Those of you that have paid $2 a month can get on our show, and you can insult Faz yourself.
Yeah, that should be an added bonus. If you pay, you get to just make fun of Faz for an hour.
Well, not only that.
I'll say, okay, that's enough. Insert another quarter. You could have another insult.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been getting my ass handed to me by people on CFA lately. They don't like my negativity.
Hey,
I saw that coming through, and in all honesty, I agreed with what I think it was her or whoever it was saying. Is
Massimo,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The fact that look, the more positivity we can bring to CFA, the more we can bring to any other Discord, I think is going to be better regardless. But there is a place for making sure that we hold people accountable. But I definitely would like to see more positivity as well because, dude, we're in a cool ass place, man. We got some good stuff that's happening. I mean, CFA Discord's still, great. There's a lot of good information. Your podcasts are awesome, good to listen to. And, there's a lot of positive stuff to talk about. I think I agree with that.
Well,
Do you
I did. I thought
do you not
about
get those
what she
weapons
was
there, Betty?
saying, and I was posting about that. I mean, we hold everybody else accountable. We got to hold ourselves accountable. We got the Faz Standard project that we left dangling. We got Zip Bugs project we left dangling. We've got a lot of these
like
things. We really need to start
Once you see
following
how
through
hard it
on a
is-
lot of these things.
Once you see how hard it is to follow through, maybe you'll stop giving other projects shit about not following through. And those people get paid for it.
Hey, don't let your dingle dangle in the dirt. Okay?
Exactly what he said. All right, if nobody's
Not
got,
dangling.
if nobody's going to jump in the Faz Radio Premium channel, I'm just going to shut this shit down.
Shut this shit down.
What, you don't
He's
like-
got to
the
go
car
eat his
around.
carrots.
I'm hungry. It's 5:19, 5:20. I'm starting to get hangry.
Angry.
I can't figure out why Betty's not claiming any of the weapons that he's earning. You
He
get
doesn't
some
need 'em all.
upgrades.
Well,
You
I
need all
took
the upgrades?
I took my turret. I mean, I could. I also just know that I'm not gonna be playing for the rest of the night per se.
Now, is this something you can play with friends also? Can you
Oh,
get
yeah.
a group of 3 or
Yep.
4 people and go play?
Yep, up to 3.
Cool.
Zora was asking to create you could do that next time. We'll throw a.
Oh, we totally
Group-
should do just a group
Yeah.
one, and they can play with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll throw a group one out for something next time.
Ooh. We
Yeah,
should do
next
this
week, yeah,
every
let's do
every
that.
cast here.
We could do it with spider tanks. We could dive into the Moth app stuff a little bit, kind of go through a little bit of that or something even.
You can shoot your gun on this level here. Oh, weird.
Are you ranked on the Moth, Betty?
I'm not, because I haven't played spider tanks in a little while. I've been just diving into other things. I need to get more around to it. I was able to get into it for a little bit early with a little pre-alpha kind of stuff, and so it's a cool system. I mean, I like what they're building with the, even just the small scale like challenges and stuff that are going to be, added in. I don't know. It just brings more engagement to it, and just kind of reminds me of other games that I've played before, like that have those types of challenges and stuff like that Spider Tanks is missing. So
I think that Timbo is doing a great job pushing hard on the dev teams to get something done with Spider Tanks. I think he's going to have some success getting through to them with that, especially with how much they play. And I think they're going to do a tournament coming up here soon, too, from what I've read.
Yep, I think they're going to do multiple tournaments, different for different aspects. So it'll just keep expanding. I've talked with him a lot. He's got some cool stuff going on. He's building.
All right. And on
That's
that
all
note,
I got this week, guys.
And on
Yeah.
that note, I need to go get some food. Thank you, Betty, for showing us those games. Thank you very much, Mr. Nate, for coming over and doing what you do, because people like you when you come over. Been hearing a lot more compliments of Faz Radio now that Nate's there.
Nice. That's fun. I enjoy it. It's a good time.
Absolutely.
Mr. Titan, watch it. You might be replaced. No, I'm kidding. Mr. Titan's actually been bringing it pretty well lately. He's actually been winning arguments.
Well, it's not about winning arguments. I'm in this for the community side, and I'm not a liberal, right? But I do fight for the little guy because I think that regardless of what company it is, right? It just happens we're all Gala people, so we always bring up Gala. But if it was any other, if EVIO turned around and started doing shitty things to the community, I'd be standing up here hollering about that too. So it's not just one person's perception. It's what we want to do is we want to see them all be successful. The problem is we get emotionally attached to these certain games. And we say to ourselves, gosh, they could do, it's like kids, right? You could do so much better. I see what you can do, and you're not doing it, and it's frustrating.
It's understandable.
All right, and that has been a Faz. No, that's been a Titan. What the fuck moment.
It was another fun one, guys.
All right, yes,
Absolutely.
we'll be back tomorrow with just myself and Titan.
Cool.
Right on.
All right.
Night.
See if I could find this outro animation here. Is that it? No. Is that it? But that has I want to play my own music, my own audio. Here we go. Let's hit this. Oh, wait, Titan. We have our pre-recorded outro to do. Can you say your thing so that people will know?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, like, subscribe, and throw some comments below. That helps us, which in turn helps us provide you with much, much better content every week. Thanks for being a listener. Thanks for supporting the channel.
And thanks for sitting through our pre-recorded outro.